He's a hell of a talker. And he would be a hell of a manager, but they don't want him. I think he wants to actually work, wrestle. So let him do that.
Well, Dutch, one person we also know that you're a really, really big fan of was Maxxine Dupri, and Maximum Male Models.
Huge.
We know you were huge on that angle, and I know you're just torn up inside that they are being ripped apart now. That was Vince McMahon's baby. Triple H has now gotten a hold of Maximum Male Models, and I guess to his credit would be the word to say here. He has kept the majority of the group together. But he saw something differently in Mr. Maxxine Dupri than what Vince McMahon saw and decided to say, we're going back to LA Knight. Yeah, this was something that was slowly teased over several weeks. He made his announcement last week after he laid out Mansoor and Marseille and said, no, don't call me Max anymore. I am LA Knight. Friday, he shows up. He wins his debut match over Mansoor. And then looked like they had a baby face on their hands, got a great reaction from the crowd. He grabs the mic and says, you think I did that for you? Basically, F off. Goes full on heel LA Knight, which is probably where he's in his biggest comfort zone. And he put the entire locker room on notice. So what did you think of the re-debut of LA Knight on SmackDown? And what do you think his prospects moving forward are now that he's out of Maximum Male Models?
Well, thank God. I said it was dead on arrival. It was dead before arrival. I mean, you don't got to wait for it to get there to be dead. It was a dead gimmick. I knew as soon as they walked through that door, or he was up there talking about it by himself in the ring, it just wasn't going to go. Now, he's a hell of a talker. Now, whether he can transfer that talking heat to the ring, different story. Personally, I think he's like a mid-card guy. I don't see him going up into the main event. Not that big, but he's a hell of a talker. And he would be a hell of a manager, but they don't want him. I think he wants to actually work, wrestle. So let him do that. But he's much better in that LA Knight gimmick than he was at Maxxine Dupri.
Yeah. What? All right. Yeah, I forgot the Dupri. But, yeah, but hey, Maxine's doing a great job in that role. She can kind of take over. They can keep Mansoor and Marseille doing whatever they're going to do as the comic gimmicky tag team. I still think they have something that can be entertaining from time to time. It's not like all of the segments that Maximum Male Models did were complete duds. And I do think some of the stuff they do in the ring is, they've done in the ring is funny.
Yeah.
But
this is what happens in wrestling. Sometimes if you have a gimmick that fails, well, just push it to the side and then come up with another idea. The fans don't give a crap. If it didn't get over now, everybody's thinking, all right, give us something we can kind of enjoy here. Now, if they come up with something else that those Maximum Male Models can do, and it may be entertaining. But as it was not entertaining, and I didn't even know the purpose of it. And nobody did either.
It was something Vince wanted. This was reportedly something that was all Vince. He was hands-on this, and Triple H inherited it. And all of a sudden, within 2 months, we got LA Knight back, which is what everybody was basically asking for. And now you almost got to feel sorry for Mace and Mansoor and Maxxine, who are now stuck with this. Who knows where the hell that's going to go? But
she's probably the best recipient of it, because now you can stick her somewhere else. But the other two, if you have to restart them, I mean, I would keep the Maximum Male Models going and work. I'd actually angle between both of them and have them fall out. But I don't even know if that'll work. I don't know. You just got to try to throw whatever that you got with them on the wall and see what the creative team thinks is the best way to go with them. They're going to be a first or second match, if that, on the cards anyway.
Yeah.
but you need that type of act. Like that act has always kind of been something WWE's always had, whether it's like Social Outcast or 3MB. They've always had those type of acts that are kind of in the lower card that are just there to be the chumps and the joke heels to lose on, you know, the first or second match on the card. And I think with LA Knight, I think you're absolutely right. He is going to be fitting into like the mid card and lower card, but they need that. They really don't have a guy that can be in that mid card, lower card, and eventually even move up to the upper card and the main event. You know, Sheamus just transitioned from going heel to being babyface. He was kind of a guy that could fluctuate from throughout the card. He can be the opening match, he could be the second match, he could be the middle of the card, he could be the main event. Eventually, maybe LA Knight can fill that void that now that Sheamus is on the babyface end. And you know, they didn't even have a guy like Happy Corbin who kind of fit that role as well. He's kind of getting the repackage. We don't know what type of character he's going to be now. He says that Triple H is going to be giving him the edge back to his character. So while he's being repackaged, LA Knight can kind of get the spotlight for now. So I think that they just need to take the time and establish him on the card, but he's going to be a necessary piece to the SmackDown puzzle over the next couple of months.
And you could tell by him going heel immediately that this is it. He's done with Maximum Male Models. He beat Mansois. It's going to be a clean break. I don't expect him to be wrestling Mace next week because they're not going to do heel versus heel at this point. So I think this was a great introduction for LA, a reintroduction for LA. I loved what he did in NXT. He got massively over there. We'll see what he can do. I think he can thrive in the quote unquote mid card, and we'll see where he goes from there.